we have level 1 soul, right? The 1D. 1D is the closest to source. Elements are closer to source in their experience. Rocks, elements, minerals, closer to source in their experience. The next level out would be stuff like animals, well, plants, and then animals. Okay. Plants have a different experience. Animals have the next experience. Like I said, the numbers are really arbitrary. The next level experience would be humans, then higher level humans who are operating at a higher level. So everything is one. There is only one giant soul in the universe. And then we have little fractals of that soul that overlap each other. And there's no beginning or end of any soul. It just merges, it feathers out, and that feathering comes from other people. So then one soul has many different cells. And that's what we are, right? But all the cells are touching each other. The cells are all this stuff. So plants also hive soul. So I believe that it goes based on like collective hives. So like oak trees, I believe are all connected to each other through their hive soul. All the daffodils are connected to each other from one hive soul. The next level of experience is then animals. Animals are hive souls. So basically, all cats, all dogs, all cows, all of those things are one hive soul. And before we go, I'm not saying that the animals don't have a soul. We're going to explain it a little bit more. And I even believe it comes down to like, say something like the breed. So like, I love German Shepherds. I feel connected with every German Shepherd. Almost every single time I meet a German Shepherd, it's immediately nice to me, likes me, opens up to me. And that's because I have already bonded on a deep personal level with that hive soul. This is why I say like cat people, a cat person, they kind of like get along with like all cats, right? And then especially certain types of cats, they really get along with. Oh, I really get along with black cats because you've already connected with this hive soul. Now, how does consciousness raise? Through awareness, through experience, and through unconditional love. So when we have an animal, a pet, we give it unconditional love more than we can even give a person unconditional love most of the time, right? We can love an animal more than we can even like easily love a person sometimes. And it's because they're so pure and they're actually closer to God. Each of these lower densities are closer to God. So, but their experiences are changing on these levels. So, when you have, say, for example, Shannon, your cat, or anyone who is talking about you just lost your Pomeranian after 14 years. Oh, I'm sorry. Everyone's pets are transitioning, but there's good news. Okay. So when you give an animal unconditional love, you actually start to give it an individual experience. And when does something become an individual soul? When it says, I am. When God created when the Big Bang happened, God was like, I am light. And then the whole universe gets created because it became individual of an observer of a creator. When a soul becomes a human and be able to like have human experiences, it's I am this. And now you're discovering. It's like the book The Little Soul in the Sun. It's when he says, I know what I am, that's when he comes to fruition. So when we have pets and we start to give them an I am experience, now it's not just part of a hive soul. It's I'm Shannon's kitty. I'm this. My name is, Joe the cat. And now Joe the cat is like, I like that food. I don't like that food. I like this bed. I don't like this bed. You know what? I feel like peeing outside of the box today because I'm feeling a little sassy. And it starts to have an individual I am serious experience. And as this soul, hive soul, starts to have an individual experience, it starts to like a little egg come off of the hive and starts to burst into I am. So as we have these animals for 10 years, some cats up to 20 years old, we're having these animals for so many years, and they're getting this more individual I am experience, and they start to become more individual, they actually will become an individual soul that is no longer part of the collective hive, or obviously we're all part of the collective. But then it starts to be, like I said, how like God is one soul and we're all fractals of that soul that are, we have our area that kind of feathers out into others. They start to become their own new soul. And then they're like, I am. And then they're ready to have their own individual experience. And so, all of you guys who have given your pets unconditional love, you can trust that when that animal passes, you've given them the greatest gift ever within consciousness. Not just the beautiful things that you did in this world to help them, to give them the best life ever and the best food ever and the most comfy bed and all the stuff they like and their favorite treats and doing everything for them. You gave them a great experience in this 3D realm. But the gift that you actually gave them is a million times beyond that, because what you're actually doing is you're allowing them to become an I am. And now in their next life, they have the opportunity to choose a life and to say, you know what? I'm ready to be a little boy and I'm ready to choose an experience. I'm ready to be a little girl. I'm ready to be a human now. And this is how, because the same thing happens as above, so below, right? So when we interact with higher dimensional beings, let's say you channeled Pleiadians. Now it allows you to go to the next level of consciousness because they gave you that knowledge, that unconditional love. They raised your awareness of what experience was possible. And now you're going to the next level. So then you get to move on. So we see this as above, so below happening. So these higher dimensional beings, angels, aliens, this, that, whatever you want to call them, they're giving us a little taste of their experience, a little taste of their unconditional love, and it allows us to ascend. But we're doing that for animal souls. We're doing that for plants. We're allowing them to become individualized. Can they incarnate as our children? I've heard mixed things about this. People do say it's possible, especially now because the animals have become so aware. It's not like before where like it would slightly become aware. These animals have become so evolved in these lifetimes because we're treating them like children, we're treating them like people, we're treating them really individual. So I do believe that they can incarnate next as a person. Now they might be able to be a person in their next life, or they can also maybe be a guardian. There is also like guardian angels that are animals. Sometimes those animals will watch over your